Hello, my name is Michael. I'm a filmmaker and video coach, and today I am with Lyann Farrelly. Did I pronounce that right, Lyann?
You did indeed.
Oh,
Well
good
done.
stuff. Good stuff. And you are the owner of Thursday's Child Coaching and Consulting, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you are from BNI Wrexham, is that correct?
That is also correct.
You don't know how much I stress trying to get all of those things right. But hey ho, we've done it. We've done it now. So basically, you get 5 minutes to talk about your business. Who are you? What you do? And more importantly, how can we help you? When the 5-minute timer goes off, that's the end of the conversation. How does that sound?
That sounds great.
Let's do this. So are you ready for me to start the 5-minute timer?
Let's go.
No pressure at all. So
I know, right?
the timer has started. So Lyann, first of all, who are you and what do you do?
So I am an accredited executive coach. And what that means is I help individuals, teams, or potentially organizations reach their potential, which is based on my company name, which, as we talked about, was a little odd. But the nursery rhyme goes that Thursday's child has far to go. And I do believe that everybody has that seed, that little nugget of potential within themselves. And sometimes life gets in the way. And so I'm here to help people navigate those challenges and reach their full potential.
So how did you get into coaching? Is it something you've always done, or is it just something you fell into? What's the story?
I absolutely fell into it. So my degree was in politics and I thought I'd be a diplomat. So I always knew that I would be in that space of working with people and trying to understand and resolve differences. That's what I felt my purpose in life was. So I worked for a training consultancy company when I first came out of university as a temp. And then just from there, I went to Anderson's, to PricewaterhouseCoopers, on to Warner Brothers, and then working for Warner Media. My work and my career has taken me to London, to LA, working in the Burbank movie studios, working with C-suite executives all over the world. And what I've really loved through all of those different experiences and industries and people is that the humanity in all of us and the challenges we face are so similar and so common, regardless of who you work for or how large your organization or how large your paycheck. We're all trying to deal with the same sort of issues and challenges. And so I love that I can bring what I've learned in that space back to Wrexham and work with local businesses and bring some of that sort of experience there.
So what kind of challenges have you come up against? What do you see quite often within businesses, and how do you best help coach people through those problems, getting people from A to B?
So my primary focus is leadership capability, and I do think that isn't just the remit of the elite or a job title or a salary. I think leadership capability should be present and being thought about before you get there, really, before you're in the position to lead others. And often people are very technically good at what they do. So whether they're an accountant or a cybersecurity person, they're very good at how they do their job. And so they're promoted into leadership positions and suddenly expected to lead teams, lead their organizations. And that's a very different skill set, a very different sort of proposition. And not often is the time given or the training or the skills building for that part of your role. So I think that's where I can really offer some help and some focus. So what I find people, to answer your question, come to me with is sometimes they label themselves as having imposter syndrome. I don't believe I belong here. I don't know why I'm here. Sometimes they have decisions they need to make within their career. I'm not sure whether to take this step or that step, so I need to sort of navigate that. Sometimes they've lost their job and they're not sure what's next for them. They've been sort of got very senior in their jobs, and suddenly, the pandemic has been a massive driver of that recently. Actually, people really rethinking what's important to them and wanting to change direction. So I come across that quite a lot. Or just generally, the ownership and the leadership of an organization, particularly if it's one you've built yourself, can be very lonely. And sometimes you don't have someone to turn to talk through decisions that you've got to make. Or perhaps you're having a conflict with someone and you're not quite sure why your communication isn't working. That's where I can come in and help.
That sounds really impressive. So in terms of businesses, who do you like working with? What kind of businesses do you enjoy working with?
I love working with, I've done the big corporate world. And so one of my ambitions for coming back to Wrexham and working locally is to work with small and mid-sized companies. So those organizations that are ready to focus on leadership. So it's something they're really thinking about. And they're looking to develop that kind of skill set, or perhaps haven't really thought about it before. They've not really thought about the leadership capability, and someone like me could really help them. So if those organizations are out there and they're thinking, I'm not sure even how to build my leadership capability within my organization, I would like people to be more, empowered and have decision making. And I'd like to feel like my organization is a really well-run, oiled machine, but something's sort of not quite working. That's where I can help.
And just to let everyone know, there is a Jack Russell that was obviously the mailman's bin. So she does like to make an appearance in most of my videos. And there's your timer.
That's my timer.
How quick did that go? That just went.
That's so quick.
Yeah, I know. We even had an appearance from a Jack Russell. But it's always good to address that. I don't know whether you heard it or not, but it's always good to address it. I think that was a very, very informative 5 minutes. The main thing that I want to ask you is, how can we best help you? So for people watching from my BNI Rossett, or people watching from your BNI Wrexham, or any BNI chapter, how can we best help you?
I think to listen out for those sort of small to mid-sized business owners or business leaders. Listen out for those moments where they feel like they're being challenged within their organization, and just let them know that for 30 minutes, I offer a complimentary discussion where we can figure out whether I am the right person to help and whether I have got the right solutions for them. So just listening out for those people who are feeling quite challenged, quite stuck, and looking to sort of move forward and grow.
Well, there you go. So anyone watching this video, you've been told, you've been advised, get in touch. Thank you so much, Lyann, for coming here today. I really do appreciate it. Did you enjoy it?
I did, actually. It's really fun. It's really fun. I'm glad I was able to answer the questions.
I'm glad that I asked the right questions to start with. So anyway, thank you so much for being on the show. If anybody would like to watch any previous episodes, you can head over to youtube.com/Take the Cape Pro. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon.